What is up, guys? JD here. Hope you're doing well today. Really excited. Got a new one in that you have never seen before, I promise you. Maybe. Let's get into it. All right, guys. This is the Zorn coming to you from One Track Mind, and it is a Rayot built knife. I really like the pattern on this particular version of it. Seems like there are multiple versions according to the website. You have an opening hole with a front flipper. You have a quarter length geared back spacer, titanium throughout. This is a tab lock, I think is what the people in the know are calling this one, but it is a very lightly exposed liner lock here. And the way that this one works is it is a full steel liner and it is sandwiched between the backspacer and the titanium scale here for you to access for the engagement and disengagement. You have a crown spine, beautifully centered knife, would expect no less from Rayot. Looks like a hand rubbed finish throughout the scale, possibly. I'm not 100% on that, but it does kind of look like that just from looking at it in person. You do have a short pocket clip on here, but I have found, let me check, I got my thicker jeans on today. Should have checked this earlier. Yeah, goes in and out of the pocket nicely, even on the thick jeans. Plenty of clearance for the jeans for it to go all the way up. I was a little worried about that with the milled titanium pocket clip being this short, but I think the thinness plus the cutout here allow it to have the spring necessary for it to clear the pants. Now, it does have very strong retention, so I do want to disclose that to you guys. The detent on here is tuned very well. You have a hand rub satin finish on the S90V blade. You got a pretty good plunge grind on there. I feel like that is going to be, you got to pay attention to where the edge of my nail is pointing and not where my curvature on my thumbnail is hitting. So you got pretty good sharpening life. Maybe if I do it this way, it'd be a little bit better. So the plunge grind is ending back here. So good sharpening life to be sure on this particular one. You have a compound ground blade. So you have the thickest part out on the tip. So while it is very pokey and very thin, not going to be too dainty where you'd have to worry about this easily chipping. Could you chip it? Of course, you can chip any knife if you do things that you shouldn't be doing with it, such as dropping it. But it has a very nice thin hollow ground on there. The advertised HRC is 60 to 61 on the S90V, which is beautiful. The tab lock itself is exposed, so it comes out from the knife itself, so you have really good access to that. Nice tight jimping all the way up right to the corner there. So I personally have an easy time flipping this particular one open with that front flipper, no issues whatsoever. The opening hole for me is more of a reverse flicker. I can, with my large hands, this is definitely a me problem, I can get down into it, but I kind of gotta dig to get in there to get it. But once you do that, you can kind of kick out at a little bit of an angle and get that open. I can't go straight up because I kind of shoot off of the actual scale itself. Beautiful knife design. This is kind of that medium wheelhouse. Nice swell here throughout, so I do appreciate that. You also have a little bit of contouring, very subtle on the knife as well, but it does tend to lend to the ergos. With it being this tall and the way that they kind of built it, my pinky can land on it. I hang off just a little bit in the back, again, big hands, but I can get a full grip on there. It is comfortable in the hand. It's chamfered so that it's not sharp, but you can feel the edges a little bit on the end of the scale. Would have liked to have seen just a touch more chamfering there, but again, it isn't a hot spot. It's not sharp. I just notice it, right? It's the little things that you notice on there when you're checking out knives like this. Very comfortable here and very well chamfered here. That's kind of where I was worried about, where it has like this junction where it jumps from the tab lock to the actual backside scale. I was worried about that being a hot spot, but it's really not. Again, you can kind of feel the edge of the knife where it rolls to that flat spot, but very comfortable in the hand. Easy to access for lifting up, sliding over, and of course, dropping it down. Now, when you drop it down, you want to be careful with that because there's nowhere to catch this one. the edge just drops straight down to that thumbnail. So with this one here, I found like not trying to go in quickly and disengage it hard allows you to catch that so that you can get it into that drop position. But if you don't disengage like I do and you just kind of slide it over and let it drop, or if you like to pick up after you finish cutting with it and you're not really fidgeting with the knife, or if you fidget that way, it's not going to really be an issue for you. You got nice ceramic bearing action on here. I didn't get permission on whether or not I can take this apart. I will reach out to see if that is okay to do. And if it is, I'm going to do a separate disassembly video so we can check out the internals on this. So when I am being loaned a knife to check out, I do like to be mindful of that. Let's grab some paper really quick. I don't have my garage set up to do the in-depth cutting like I normally do, but I did want to demonstrate just how nice this factory edge is from Rayot. So very nice factory edge to be sure. Definitely will be able to take care of all your cutting needs and is very slicey indeed. Looks like they have some nice hollowing internally here. So let me show that to you since we're not going to be diving inside the knife. Oh, I did not catch this. Full steel liners on both sides. I just thought it was titanium on the front because I'd been looking at it with the naked eye without a light under it. So full steel liners. So this to me, not that titanium's a weak material. I'm trying to get this angle here, man. I am struggling hard. See here, maybe if I pop up a little, there we go. There we go. This to me just kind of reinforces the titanium on the front and the back. So if you wanted to go ham with this one and, you know, break down 100 Amazon boxes at one time, this is definitely going to do that for you. I think it'll hold up very well with that heat treat on the S90V, which has excellent edge retention at that heat treat. This is definitely going to be able to do that for you. Nice size on this one here. I like this almost as an office carry type knife. EDC for sure, definitely all arounder. But I feel like this almost, it's a very attractive design, very neutral, not offensive in my opinion, nothing that's going to raise an eyebrow. Design to it, I think you could flex and use this as an office carry as well. Anyway, let's do some size comparisons and then we'll wrap up with my final thoughts and impressions. All right, we start off with the budget knives for this size comparison. We have the CJRB Dremel down on the table with the Fenrir, and as you can see, this is closer in size to the Dremel, which is why I was saying earlier I feel like this could flex to be an office type carry, something that's going to be a minimal print, not going to weigh a ton, so it's not going to be something that's cumbersome to carry. All right, here it is against the Bug Out and the Bodacious, and again, this is closer in size to the Bug Out, which I consider to be a medium-sized carry, slender enough to be very comparable for that type of light-duty, lightweight carry that is going to be capable of hard-use tasks. So that's where I'm liking this one landing in that area. Let me get these out of the way. I'm curious with the full steel liners what the weight is going to come in on this particular one. All right, we got this scale out and on. Just going to take a quick guess. I did check the website, but only for certain information. I definitely don't remember the weight on this one, so I am going to go, man, I'm thinking like 4 to maybe 4.2. I don't know, that feels high. Yeah, 3.7. So it is lighter than I thought. I was like, man, when I was guessing that weight, I was thinking it was going to be high. So with full, I know 3.7 is a little bit heavier than your typical budget knife. That's like 3.5 inches, usually 3.5 ounces. Really not that bad on the weight, considering you do have a nested liner lock. All right, time for final thoughts and impressions. Like I said, tune back in if I get permission to take this one apart and look at the internals of it with you all. We'll take a look at that and see how everything comes apart and is put together. But we're going to go off of the overview style review with this particular one. We're going to take into account fit, finish, ergos, performance, both cutting and action, and of course the aesthetics, which can be subjective. Now, on this particular one, I actually really like the way that this one looks. Very clean pocket clip side on here. Not reversible. Probably could have made it reversible with the tab lock, but it's a careful thing that you want to balance when you're trying to do a design that you want to be very eye-catching, eye-pleasing. Sometimes you don't want to do like a filler tab. Now, Could a filler tab have been done with this milling and have it all matched up? Rayot probably could. What would the extra time cost to get that done? I don't know. So you got to kind of be careful when you're launching a knife and it's a new model and you're trying to draw people in. You want to find like a really good balance with the price point, with your design, and the materials that are being offered, which again, I think are unique in that you see it in S90V. Typically, these are usually M390, and now here as of late, MagnaCut has thrown up all over the scene. So I'm happy to see a little bit more S90V because I think it is still rare. I think only a few are using the S90V, not as much. And again, there's nothing wrong with MagnaCut and M390. They are certainly excellent steels for sure. Um, just I think you see a little bit more. Obviously, you see a lot more of the M390, not as much of the S90V. All right, I think I've delayed long enough. Where am I at on this particular one with all those things taken into account? I think for me on this particular one, I really like it and it is resonating with me. I think this is a really solid model. A lot of positives here. Could it have been titanium only on this side? Maybe. I don't know if it's because he was trying to avoid, or if, however, this is being made, if they're trying to avoid the washer setup, and maybe they're going with the steel hard liners that the bearings ride on directly. Either way, the weight's not that bad on it. I'm gonna go 9.2. I like it that much. This one here really resonates with me. Fit and finish there, ergos are there. Cutting performance is going to be awesome with this type of blade type. Yeah, I'm all in on this one. I definitely like it, and I will leave links for you down below. No affiliate links, just links for you to check out if you're interested in this particular one and you want to support One Track Mind with the Zorn, which is, again, in my opinion, a well done model. Now, if you want to help me and you're doing any other shopping, I have links down below that help the channel. And of course, a like helps the video, but your subscription is a good way to also to help and support the channel. Special shout out and thank you to my channel members. Love you guys. That's it for me today. I'm out of here and I will catch you on the next one. Goodbye.